And I'm interested to know, the reason I asked you your age is that, like, what do you think the overall feeling is of, like, people in their early 20s, you know, maybe to their 30s, even like some of your closest friends? Like, how do y'all view the idea of getting a 9 to 5, working for somebody else, and like the overall landscape of just like working for yourself? What is that feeling?
Oh my God, it's not a feeling at all. And the one thing that I love about our generation, we are for sure the generation, like, I will kick this job to the curb and think nothing about it and keep it pushing. And it's so funny because my parents are so like dumbfounded by that whole idea, because even like, okay, my mom, she's been at her job for I think 35 years.
Yeah.
When I think about that, I'm like, I could not even commit myself to a job for that long.
Yeah,
like,
that's a long time.
And you know, when our parents, when they take these jobs, they look at it like, okay, well, I have this guaranteed paycheck. I can take care of my family. I have these lifetime benefits. I don't have to worry about X, Y, Z. So at that time, it worked for them. But now when you see like how things are, and you got to look at like the different markets that we're in. So my mom working a job for 35 years, the cost of housing back then, that was fine. The cost of housing now, I can't afford to work a regular 9 to 5 and pay rent. And you see that's all over the news. The average person would have to make $20 an hour to pay their rent. But that's paying rent. That's not buying groceries. That's not paying utilities, paying a car note and all that stuff. So it's like
Childcare.
Exactly. And like even like little things like that. And that was a crazy thing too. A friend of mine, she said during COVID, her child's daycare was open and their prices had went up. And it was like, nobody is open. Like, jobs are not open. I'm not going to work. How can I afford to pay more than what I'm already paying? And that's like a whole semester of tuition right there in childcare. So just things like that. I definitely always explain that to my parents, because jobs are not giving what they used to give, or like the benefits that y'all had are not the benefits we're getting now.
Yeah.
And it's like you almost have to fight and go to war for basic benefits from your job. And it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. And see, that's what I love about this generation. You know, we get it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We see the long-term picture, but I'm now able to understand that, listen, the only reason that we are able to understand that model is due to the experiences that you just spoke of, you know, with your mother working somewhere for so long.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, my mother worked in the automotive industry. She worked at Chrysler for X amount of years. She worked there for, I think, 15 years, and she was able to retire. That job just up and left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, she was able to retire. She had enough service. But once that job upped and left, she was left to just figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just not conducive to being able to live a healthy lifestyle.